G'day everybody, and welcome back for more Assertive Combat Systems modding. I counted out the ships after last time and I have hit my goal of 50. There are more than 50 ships ready to go into the mod, but because this block of ships, this block of 10 from the submissions still has 3 to go, I'm going to finish these ones off, and once these are done, then time's going to be spent on actually setting the mod up to function how I want it to. Lucas has got some updates coming out which will potentially make it quite easy to have multiple variants of a ship but attached to the same spawn profile. So it could mean that I'll at some point go back and make extra versions of some of the ships, even if it's something as small as guns in different spots. Because that could add some quick variety, assuming I don't get too carried away with reorganizing the ships, and allow you to have a bit less predictability, I should say, in what you're going to face when you go up against these ships without even having a randomizer. So I can actually control what you're going to engage with and change up the loot and other stuff like that. Obviously, a better way of doing those things in the long run is to have some sort of randomizer, but sometimes having the extra control of setting these things up properly is better. But either way, it's an option. The other option with what he was saying with the spawn groups would be having a single spawn group that can choose from any of a set of ships that are similar. Which is sort of similar to how it currently works, except your text file will be much smaller because you don't have to include all of that same spawn group information about threat level and all that sort of stuff in it. So I'm not sure which way I'll go with that yet, but thinking about it. No, the 50 ships are a mix of space and Atmo ships. More Atmo than space, but still a decent number of space ones. The 3 ships for today are I think this is the Callisto. Yep, the Callisto, the Buzzard, and the Hecate. I'm hoping that I might manage to even get these 3 done today. Which would be kind of cool. So the Callisto, this one didn't need a whole lot changed about it. It's just a few extra decorative blocks compared to what was in the original, and changing up these old school style stairs for new catwalk ones. So let's jump into the new ship and have a quick squiz at it. The updated one, I should say. Oh yeah, Eisen, I'll totally get carried away. You know this. You all know this. So something I did notice with this ship after I ran the script that tells me how much it can lift, it couldn't fly properly. So I've gone and replaced the downward thrusters with lifting thrusters and added an extra pair of lifting thrusters underneath. So now this thing can fly in quite decent gravity from what I recall. As I jumped onto this save after between the last stream and now, to do some stuff. As you can see, the lights have been done in here. There is no grav gen, so that's going to make walking these stairs awkward. Go down here. I do quite like this tight angled staircase. And here we go. Downstairs, we've got our bunk area. We've got a bit of a food service area and then a lounge with view out the back, I think. Rad, I forgot to ask Eisen last time whether he'd be okay. Not Eisen. I forgot to ask Lucas last time whether he'd be happy with me posting it for people to use. Because it's his work, so I didn't want to do it without asking him. The script is very much not something I did. So I'm pretty happy with... I actually am slightly worried that I might have done more on these ships than I intended to, and they might actually be almost ready to go. Which, if that's the case, if I get through these 3 very quickly, I might do one last scratch build. We'll see. I am looking for my checklist because I have just gotten to the office after a night shift, so my brain is... Is there no toilet on here? Zuriel, good pickup. Is there really no toilet? If there's no toilet, I gotta fix that. We can't have that. That's unacceptable. There is no toilet. Oh. Alright, what have we got through here? Is that cargo directly behind that block? No, conveyor. How much room we got? Okay. So we got... Okay, I'm gonna do this. Anthony Arujo, you will see a mod of me, a video of me working on the mod itself at some point. Because once I've done these 3 builds, or if I do a custom one today, a scratch build today, 4 builds, I will then be moving on to, come on, brain. Oh, my brain's just stopped. I will then be moving on to the behind the scenes mod stuff. This isn't gonna work. I'm gonna have to do the shower like that. Ew. How weird is this gonna look with... What have I done? No. No. Brought up the terminal thing and I didn't want to. Is there a sensor and a timer block up here? What are you doing? You're triggering the timer block, which is doing what? Right. Okay. I might get rid of that. We actually don't need traps because of the way Rival AI works. Because it can do a lot of that stuff for us. Okay, we have a toilet now. Does need some light though. I didn't put the toilet between the engines because then I couldn't figure out how to put a shower in there while still having the space blocked off. That was kind of awkward. That's why I've ended up putting it here. I just couldn't figure out how to make it work. Kevin, you can do a deck plan sort of thing with some scripts. But yeah, it'd be nice to have a less heavy method of doing that. Oh, that's what I'll do. Okay, let's do a little cheaty light. We place a light above the toilet. Let's grab the settings from this one. Now we check. With my lights off, how does the bathroom look? Perfect. And now we block it off. Oops. And it almost looks like the bathroom lights are actually functional. Okay, I'm happy with that. I'll fix that exterior block that's missing. But I don't know what colour to paint it, so I'll go outside and do it. Right, that works. It now has a toilet. These windows go to... This one was open on the right, but I just replaced that block. The one was missing. Dragged on, I'm going for 3 shifts. 3 shifts? 3 ships today. And I think this one's pretty much good to go, the Callisto. So, copy paste to confirm integrity. Cut. And paste. Yep, it's good. Must have a remote control. Yes. Let's just confirm how much lift this has. Running the flight test script. There we go. 13.16. Ooh, hang on. Where's my... Wait, what? I saved my file. Where's it gone? It's not that one, is it? Oh, yeah, it is this one. So I started a bit of a build checklist thingy to keep track of all of the ships. So that I know what I've done with each one, what their max lift is, all that sort of stuff. So the Callisto... I'll have to look up who that one is by, as I don't recall off the top of my head. It has a lift of 13.16, which gives us 1.34 Gs. Cool. I'm not on Twitch because Twitch didn't want to work for me again. So... yeah. And it's a problem on Twitch's end because it works perfectly for YouTube. So it's quite clearly not my connection and it's their problem. And they seem to be having this problem on Wednesdays and Thursdays. For me. I don't know why. I don't have anyone, any like contacts at Twitch that I can reach out to properly. I want to... I want to alt-tab. Build checklist. Must have a gyroscope. Chozo, yes. You probably are the only one who ever reads video descriptions. Based on my experience. What's the range on the antenna? Ammo in Ziguns and range on Ziguns. Turret. Both Gatlings are fine. Okay, they're all good. Inventory. Yep, they're all good. My lighting I'm happy with. Random minor loot. Now I don't know if I've actually put any loot in this one yet. Don't think so. Aha! I knew there was something I hadn't done. Right. What to put on board this ship? While I'm doing the general loot, if any of you guys have any ideas of some data pad stuff for me to put in, let me know. I've got this. Yeah, no, I'm stuck on the railing. No, Carrion. I won't be doing that. Whip's image converter style images are actually pretty processor intensive, especially once you've got a few of them. They're great for the occasional thing that you don't want to have to add a mod for, but they're actually, yeah, not a great idea for something like this mod. Can I put a collar in the bed? No. Great. Money? I can put money, can't I? So I've got 3 blank data pads and I don't have any of the other ones. Let's go have a look at what we've got. Where's my thing? Having a quick read of a couple of ideas. No, that's not generic enough. Oh yeah, this one's not bad. If it has... Oh wait, no. Drat. That one was too long. No, it's not time for 10,000 data pads. Have one of the beds only have 1 credit. Sure. Let's put a single credit in one of the beds. This one. Yeah, Varen, that's not a bad idea. None of the submissions I had for the data pads actually ended up being transport manifests or document type things, which is kind of a missed opportunity, I guess. Because stuff like that would be a really simple thing to have that's quite generic and that I could have multiple versions of and just pop them on a variety of the ships. Where's my Atmo logs? Use anywhere, Atmo ship only. Let's grab all these for use anywhere ones. Put a few of them around. Feeling like I'm gonna sneeze, but the sneeze isn't coming. Oh, I hate that feeling. Yeah. Yeah. What do we got here? Do that one. So there's not actually much storage on this thing. Most of the decorative blocks don't have any that are on here, which is unusual. Might have to put some stuff in the cargo container so I can find a way to access them properly. Alright. Yeah, 9. I like that. And here we go. Might just leave it at that, actually. I was going to expand upon that, but I'm not sure I should. Yeah, that'll do. That can go in the captain's chair. Copeland, I don't put loot in the cargo containers because this entire ship is loot. If I started putting rare loot in the cargo containers, your game would be boring after the first couple of ships you capture. There'd be no reason to do anything else in the game. And I don't want these cargo ship mods to be a replacement for or something that completely destroys any balance in the game. Yeah, that's... Ivan, I like that idea too. Like repair logs and listing broken stuff. That's quite a cool concept as well. Alright, we got some loots. However, saying I don't want to add special, like extra resources and stuff on board these ships, I am hoping to integrate the work that Gruzob's done so far and have the capturable better thrusters available. So Gruzob really awesomely has worked on making advanced small thrusters that I can either replace the ones that are on board with or add an extra one in the cargo bay, and you can capture the ships, but you won't ever be able to build those thrusters. So you need to capture that thruster intact and then use merge blocks to move it onto your own ship. And I really, really, really want to integrate that into the mod because that adds a whole extra desire to engineer something into Space Engineers, which is awesome. And it also means you want to keep attacking the ships. Even if you don't need everything else that's on board here, you want that thruster because you cannot make it yourself. You must steal it. So I'm kind of looking forward to adding that to the mod because I think that will change the mod from being background flavor to being actively impactful on gameplay. So I'm not sure where Gruz is up to on that. I think he's got a working version. But I've been waiting to mess around with adding it until I had the base part of the mod that I wanted ready to go. Check the grid name. Yep, that's right. Make sure all the doors are closed. One was not. Varen, certain ships have dead kind of bodies on them, but I don't like having bodies everywhere. I decided a while back not to put them in the ships because then I felt like I had to explain how these have stories about how everyone died, and it just kind of started. My idea of what was required to explain why you always found bodies it just blew out of proportion. So I just went, you know what, no bodies. Plus it means I can put more decorative stuff if I don't have bodies and don't have to find space for them. Nicholas, share inertia tensor is broken. Keen broke it. It's randomly available in your game, and if you're on a server, it's kind of randomly, but only available about 10 or 15% of the time. So blame Keen. They stuffed something up and I don't know what. So yeah. Even if you've got experimental mode on, even if you've got everything working, you can still have single player games that won't have share inertia tensor, but that can usually be fixed by a reload. Server games, sometimes it'll just load without it and you're stuck. You just have no problem. You just can't do it. Close the doors, make a blueprint. And export. And, like, I'm pretty generous towards Keen for this sort of stuff, so if I'm saying blame Keen, it's Keen's fault. So I don't normally do too much. I don't normally rag on them that way, as others might. Just notice a bit of asymmetry here. Okay, so this... Let me just find out who that last ship was by. I feel like it was... sakes, I'm going to get it wrong. Go back in time to 2019, October. Oh, that's March. Right, where are we? Here we go. C-172 Flyboy. That's who made the Callisto. The Buzzard is by Arcadian. And then Etopsahik did the Hecate, which is the last one. Copeland, I haven't done any extremely heavily armed ships because they're PCU nightmares and performance issues. So I saw the Assertive Cargo Ships mod as filling a void that was there when I started making this, which was small cargo ships with decent variety that didn't ruin the balance of your game. So many of the existing NPC mods when I started making Assertive Cargo Ships didn't meet that criteria. There were giant things, there were things that were not Space Engineers universe consistent and stuff like that. And I really wanted to make a mod that didn't have those problems. So that's where this came from. And that's been the goal all along. It's to make something that that fits the feel of Space Engineers as I imagine it and as I've experienced it. Yeah, Utopsec, I don't think I've done much to yours at all. Like, at all. This one did have a bit needed to be done on the interior, and I cleaned up the nacelles a bit as well, because they were a bit oversized. There was also, on a number of these ships, a whole bunch of heavy armor. Do I have the replacer active? Yeah. So, you can see... here we go. So this one's even still got a little bit left on it, even after I went over it with the replacer. So those purple lines you can see, they're lines linking me to... Let's see if I can make them a bit more prominent. They're lines that are showing where there are heavy armor blocks. This is using Climb's armor replacer mod, which is just awesome for this sort of task, because I can replace everything on the ship at once. One of these was had a lot of heavy armor on it. Can't remember. But yeah, I've gone over every ship now in my finalized ship world and replaced everything with light armor. Because realistically, heavy armor makes the ship last longer, but it doesn't make it fight longer, because you'll have lost the turrets. So you won't have anything, like, you won't have anything left to fight. It'll just be this husk of a ship that just means you've got a heavier thing to capture. Oh yeah, the Hecate was heavy. So I've I've changed that up. That was the one. So I switched all the heavy armor on the Hecate out. Though, you could argue that the Hecate kind of benefited somewhat from having the heavy, because the armor skin is quite small, quite minimalist. So there's not much armor joining the stuff together. But I still replaced it, because I went I went ham with the replacer once I had it working. Anyway, back to the Buzzard. So the Buzzard didn't have much of an interior on it, which is common of submissions back at this time. And so instead of having this fairly Spartan interior and some not too bad interior design, like, I kind of like the threading your way up, and I did like the windows, but they don't work so well once you put cargo containers in it, which means it now looks like this. So we have modern catwalk stairs instead. We've got a kitchen area, we've got plenty of lockers and a dining table. We go upstairs to this sort of setup, which was here already, although now it's a bit more of a lounge as well as the conference table. And then we have our cockpit. I think works quite well. Tempted to switch this out. Thought I'd try the promo picture, but I kind of want to switch this out now that I've got... Oh, that's why I did that. Right. Square. Let's go back. Text and images. Just put that on there. Yeah, Takamiki, the ramming style attack is an option for some of the AI profiles, but it's not the best option. I need to increase the reach on that light, because you can see the lights from below and none of the ones from up here. That's better. Sure about these red planters. Odd just having a couple of red bits in an otherwise not red ship. Cool. That's right, I can get rid of one of these lights. And let's grab that. That is probably a bit too much light, actually. Feels so bright. The intensity's down really low. Is it because I set the fall off high? It could be. Oh, Carrion, I love doing interior design on my ships. But yeah, it's something that's, I reckon, a bit harder than other design elements. Not because it's actually harder, but because if you're someone who plays a lot of survival, you don't do that much of it. I think most people who play survival don't tend to do a great deal of interior design. They'll spend more time on the exterior of a ship, because the interior is purely decorative, so you just don't end up doing it that much. Whereas because of this mod, that might be why I shouldn't do this, but let's see. Is that going to look weird? That's going to look weird, isn't it? Oh, has to go back to 4 blocks. I could do this though. Yeah, that feels better. And we need to fix up this floor because it is all a bit of a shambles. Why have I got a line? Martin, I know the exact videos you're talking about. I believe Splitsy is like one of those guys that makes a mansion with a pool in the jungle only with mud and prehistoric tools. But in space! Can't just be survival, it has to be the style. Yes. Survival should have style. I mean, you guys have seen my the asteroid base in Escape from Purgatory. Almost all that interior design was me. because I just wanted it to feel like a real space. I wanted it to feel like home. I don't like having my bases feel empty. And I mean, you guys also probably, some of you have seen what I did in Survival maybe with that enormous base that was just a little old me. Let's pop that in there with... Oops. Couple of tools in here. Kitchen, let's drop some cosmic coffee, med kit, main cola in that one, power kits. I do really like how it feels when you're looting these places and stuff falls out of the lockers. Even though I know what's there, because I put a lot of it there, it still feels more interesting. I feel like it just, I don't know, it changes the experience in a really nice way. There's nothing in here that can have stuff, and it's just the cockpit. Let's put a pistol, a couple of magazines, and a main cola on this one. I've been thinking about my suggestions around how to not make a brick ship if you're building, particularly with all the survival stuff on board. Start out by building big. Like, give yourself more space than you need, and then slowly whittle it down and fill in all the gaps as you go. So instead of it's much harder. It's really cool when you pull it off, but it's much harder to make a ship with compact production facilities that feels navigable and still has all the bits there. Instead, what I tend to think is easier is spread them out a bit so you've got the room to make sure that you can walk to them where you want them to, and then add stuff in, especially with all our new decorative blocks. Like if you've got the DLCs and you use the sci-fi interior wall blocks, you can make spaces feel tight and yet still functional, even if you've actually got a fair bit of space, because you add unnecessary blocks to fill in the gaps. If I could choose one mod feature, add build vision. Build vision. Yeah, Ivan, that's another approach. Start with a brick and remove everything that isn't a ship. Yeah, Takamiki, that's one thing that I hope gets improved with the warfare patches. Medkits really don't have a role in Space Engineers. Because of the realistic lack of durability of your engineer, you end up with this situation where you're either dead or you're full health. You don't really get that many opportunities to use your medkits up while you're in the middle of a fight, so they don't really prolong your ability to fight, which is unfortunate. Be an interesting challenge now I think about it. Give people a brick, like a literal brick with functional blocks inside, and they have to make a good looking ship by only removing stuff. You'd probably have to come up with some way of, you know, allowing someone to turn a full block into a slope sort of thing. But that would potentially end up being quite an interesting challenge. Oh yeah, camera panning, Digi's camera panning mod would be a great one to add. Basically anything that I put in my beginner's intro to modding tutorial video I did a little while back, any of that added to vanilla I think would improve the game. Yeah, that's true, Technique. Who has time to go into their inventory when you're in the middle of getting killed? Copy paste to check integrity. I'm happy with the ship. Okay, we're good. Glad you're enjoying the Generation Zero stuff, DJ Noob. Outback and I'll be having another crack at it tomorrow. Remote control. Confirm that there is one. Remote. Yes, there is. Gyro. Yes, there is. Alright. Let's grab the script, run it, and just check how far this... That's not a programmable block. How well this thing can fly. So I think I remember adding some more thrusters back into this. $11.77. That is just barely able to fly on the alien planet. I don't keep a med kit on my hotbar, actually. I possibly should. Buzzard. Just writing stuff into my spreadsheet. Then fix the antenna, guns, and ammo. We got the 2 big turrets, and we got a bunch of small ones, and a couple of internal ones, which I can't remember if they've got the right settings. Both of these guys do. Mostly pretty much it. Yeah, that's that one. Internal one. Cool. Inventory, check the ammo. Yep, we're good. Lighting I was happy with because I fixed that as I went through. Minor loot's done. Check the grid name, close the doors, and make the blueprint. Okay. Yep. Wait. Control B. One Buzzard. And now we proceed to the final one that's going to be added before release, probably. With the obvious long-term plan to continue adding more ships after release, of course. Oh? Left half corner wall block and we don't have a what? Right one. Half corner wall. Is that one of the new blocks and I've not looked into it properly? So this one hasn't really had much changed other than making it light armor. I believe when I was showing it off before, I showed off the use of passageways as little engine thruster shrouds, which I quite like. This is a unique ship in that you enter it down here. I might mess around with some of the new passageway blocks, which I don't think I've done yet on the upstairs. I can't really remember. And then we've got a fairly compact cabin. So the cabin didn't really need anything changed. It's kind of got what it needs. Oh yeah, that's right. It's a little bit shorter. It is a little bit shorter. I made it a little bit shorter. Also, apparently, went a bit ham with the paintbrush. I don't think we need the 3 connectors. I think it might be a bit more interesting if we do this. No! Don't auto-rotate on me, you rotten thing. Luke, the modular encounters system is basically the NPC mod system. You don't really have another alternative. So I would, yes, very much recommend using it. It's a system that lots of people are familiar with. It's a system that's used by a lot of modders. It's kind of one of your best options. I think I might do some... What's that? It's the roof down here, isn't it? No, it's not. Is it? It is the roof down here. Yeah. Okay, I can't do that. Although... Could I flip it? Do this. Get rid of those lights. And those two in there. It's going to make the cockpit really dark, but the cockpit probably should be. That'll allow me to get rid of that and that, which can also let me put in that, and then where is it? That. Yeah. Yeah, Luke. I mean, you're welcome to try and write your own version of modular encounters, but Lucas has done so much work on it and Rival AI. I think it'd actually be kind of cool to see what someone who's capable of doing their own scripting can do with the tool set that he's created, because you'll be able to take advantage of so many more of the functions than I do. I didn't want to use the new... Oh, I suppose I could use the passage blocks underneath, but I kind of wanted to leave these slopes exposed. That's why I didn't. Like, I liked the angles in the roof and stuff, so I wanted to kind of leave them intact. What's that button do? Huh. Yep, Lucas is doing another big overhaul to the mod. Just going to add some nice functions. And as usual, hopefully not break anything either. Yeah, there we go. Like that. Now, here's the question. Do I want to put passageways out here, or do I want to leave it as catwalks? Oh, hold up. Oh, no, I could... Yeah, I can totally do it. I'm guessing... Yeah. Let's get out here. Yeah, it's double catwalk, so I can do that. Oh, put this hat on it. It's in front of the thing. Let's put velocity on there. Change the background color to black. Yeah. Just trying to think what's going to look right here. Just thought it all. It thought it. Oh. Okay, we'll get rid of that LCD that I just messed with. I thought it might be nice to not have that little uneven surface on here. Although since we got lights, could I then get rid of these lights? And then put just railings between. That one happens to be a junction. I feel like if it's going to be a junction, it should be... Fear I'm going to break this in half if I do this. Let's just chuck that there for now, because I think that link is needed. And then it should link all the way around to the top. Yeah. Now I can get rid of you. Yeah, that should be there. Oh yeah, I could do yellow safety railings with these catwalks in the other spots. That could work nicely. Let's go back outside and just see if I can integrate that into the design a bit better. So it kind of looks like it's a bit floaty there. If I grab these, put one each in there, that should work. I realise I might be making it so those merge blocks don't work, but I'm not sure whether I am or not. Because this is kind of a, there's a rear section and then there's the merge block section, which is the cargo unit. Alright, let's see if I can pull this off, make it look good. So we get our double railings in. And let's get them yellow. Looks like we need a little bit more vibrance. There you go. Reckon that works pretty well. Yeah. Ah, right. I see. So the reason these had connectors independently was so that the whole cargo module, each, like the containers, can come off. I see. It's kind of cool. I didn't realize it was a separate. I was thinking it was the whole thing, but actually this frame would remain. Maybe I'll return that functionality. Just because it is a bit different. In fact, yeah, let's bring that back. Where's my connector? Didn't I have a connector on the hopper? Apparently not. And that explains also the different color, because you've picked up two different cargo companies' cargo containers. Yeah. Yeah, I might have something linked in one of these spots. Oh yeah, because of these things. They'll be linked, won't they? Oh. Yeah, that's why the middle conveyor was upset. That makes sense. Probably should have been reading chat more, because I'm imagining you said this before and I didn't notice. Well, we can easily fix this. Now that I know why it was that way, it kind of feels right again. So I can look up and go, oh yeah, I know why that's that way. I'm going to blame Night Shift Brain. There we are. Yeah. It's upset. I think I removed the bomb as well. Yeah. Part of the reason for that is I've kept most of that scripting to be done with Rival AI rather than done with actual warheads and stuff. Yeah. Hardly Eisen. Capac definitely gets blamed more than Night Shift Brain. Deservedly so. It gives us 3 guns with pretty good coverage. Might put an interior turret underneath somewhere if I can find a spot that works. I go for a little asymmetry, or do I put a pair? You have to get pretty close to get away from those 2 turrets. They've got a pretty good field of fire, so maybe not. We'll just leave it. Thanks so much, Traknon. Thanks, man. Night shift brain will be so much worse tomorrow because I've got another night shift tonight. So the next Generation Zero stream is going to be me very tired again, much like the first Generation Zero stream. Where I'll probably get ridiculously excited talking about all the audio stuff again. David, currently the ship design submissions are closed because I'm still working on ships from 2019. But I do plan to open them again at some point in the future once I kind of catch up. But I'm a long, long way from catching up at the moment, unfortunately. Cool. Now this is a ship I definitely have to check integrity and whether I've broken it. And by some miracle, I have not. Don't know how, but I didn't. Though it does want to take a while to pace in. Yes. I might surpass Capac's deaths tomorrow. Remote control and gyroscope. Let's just quickly check those. Yep. Yep. Plenty of gyro. Antenna. Let's up that range a bit. Especially for spaceships. I think it's good having it at a big range. And check the guns. Oh, there's just the 3. I feel like I might get an interior turret somewhere. Oh, would have been kind of cool to have fitted one somewhere here. Yeah. No. There's nowhere to put one. Okay, that's fine. I'm happy without it. Maybe I could make... Oh, yeah! No, not a survival unlikely ship into an ACS ship. I need to make the Grand Tour ship into an ACS ship. I forgot about that. I wanted to do that. Maybe I can do that after this. Lighting wise, I'm fine. Let's get some loot on board. That's true. We probably don't need to have all those gyros now that it's light armor, but still. Yeah, let's pop those in the assembler. Pistol and a couple of magazines. No, not 389 magazines. couple of mag... Did I hit an unlock at some point? I did. That's my problem. That's why I keep failing. Yeah, hammerhead. That's right. Hammerhead. Yeah. Let's go that. And a coffee. There we are. We have some random minor loot now. Check the grid name and then can blueprint. Yep, that's right. I did check. I did just close both the doors, so we're good on that front. Control B. Control C. F11. Export. Yes, well-armed space trucker. It's a space trucker turned arms dealer carrying 389 magazines for his pistol. The bitter pill, I don't think I'm going to put into the mod. The reason for that is it was such a hero ship of the Escape Unlikely series and then into Survival Unlikely that I feel like it's got too much history to really be part of the mod. Especially as I will always be playing with this mod. So for me, running across the bitter pill would be a bit awkward. Whereas the hammerhead wasn't really seen much. So I feel like it can be added without too much trouble. Wow, Capac and I apparently made 2 ships that were called a hammerhead. So that's the published one. So let's have a look at this and see what total PCU wise it's fine, but see what should be done differently. Oh, that's right. I damaged a bunch of thrusters on this so that it would... Oh! Yeah! I did make a version of this. With a dead Capac. That's right. Totally forgot that. Because I wanted to keep the jump drives on here, but get rid of all of their goodies. So the jump drives are really badly damaged. And so once I damaged those, I kind of felt like I had to damage more of the ship, and then I did a massive decompression hole into the cockpit. Did I put any random inventory stuff in here? I don't think I did. Does anyone have any good quotes from the Grand Tours series? I can't think of any off the top of my head. But yes, Takamiki, that would be a good idea. To add some logs of the bickering between Capac and I. Put something light echoes in. Okay. Uh, Let me see if I can log in to our script website, which I can't remember the name of now. Dang it! Oh, hold up. Actually, yep, there you go, Eisen. Thank you. I might have to change Kapak's corpse to a corpse that has inventory space. Wait, did the engineers take on the glamour armor? Can I glamour Kapak? No. Disappointing. Wait, can I rename that dead engineer? Wait, can I use build vision to rename it? Rats. Can't rename dead engineer 1. I was hoping to rename it clone number 786 or something. There's only one Kapak corpse because there's no space to put more of them. There's actually only room for one. Yeah. Should probably close these doors. I also think this only has one gun on it at the moment. So it's going to need more guns. Oh no. What? Where are all these other turrets? What's going on in my brain that I can't see them? There's another one down there. There's a little turret up there. There's another little turret. Okie dokie. Gotcha. That's an interesting idea, Morph. I want to check something. What if I edit the blueprint file? Info. Let's get this ready for addition to the mod, and then I'm gonna see if I can open up the blueprint and change the name of the dead engineer. I suspect I still can't. But it'd be interesting to try. Clarence datapad? What? I have a Clarence datapad? Is that in? Wait a second, nope. I know which datapad. Kapak needs to be carrying as well. The one he wrote. Papak wrote a, a data pad that basically says that is a terrible poetry competition entry. Oh, that was the exact one that you were... We went the same way even though I thought you were talking about something else, Eisen. Well, how much ammo do I have in these? Because this was an old design. Yeah, that's alright. Okay, check for remote control. Remote. Yep, there's a remote control. Gyro, yep. Check the antenna, range, and name. Ah. Thank you. Where am I up to? I can't even find my checklist. Where am I? Where am I? What's my name? Guns at adequate range. Ammo and guns, yes. Lighting wise, this one's kind of stuck as it is. Because most of the lighting actually comes from that fire. So we'll leave that. Then we got random minor loot, which we do. I closed the doors earlier. Let's make a blueprint. Okay. Now, let's see. Blueprints. Local. NPC ACS. Hammerhead. Where are you? Why are you not there? Did I not change the grid name? I swear I did. I did. Why isn't it showing up in my blueprint list? I think it should be there, right? Why my brain no work? Okay. Apparently it is there. I just didn't see it. Let's open up the blueprint.sbc. Let's see if we can find dead engineer. Dead body 01, subtype name. I'm not sure we can change that because that subtype still needs to be correct because that'll be directing it to the right type of block. Yeah. Sadly, I don't think we can rename it. I think that'll break it. Just seeing where the naming stuff is in some of these other blocks. I wonder if it'll let me do this. I wonder if the dead engineer has that property and it'll allow me to put that. So we got, where does that fit in? That goes in after built by share mode. Yeah. And container. It should be fine to go after that. Okay, let's see if I crash the game. I try and paste in the ship that I've now done that to. See whether it works. Well, the game hasn't crashed. The engineer body is there. And it's still just called Dead Engineer. I think I did that as right as I could. And then SE crashed due to catback. Something like that. No, well, we tried. I might just remove that line in case it causes issues at some point. Oh, hang on. Hold up. No. There might be a reason that didn't work. And it might be this file. I did save the XML. Nah. Nope. That doesn't work. Oh, it was worth a try. Because it would have been cool if we'd been able to work out a way to name the dead bodies. You shouldn't need to restart the game because it's created that SBC B5 file again, which is kind of like the cache easy to load one. And that would have been created from the blueprint that I just did. Oh well. Cool. That means I just need to export the hammerhead. And now we have all the ships I want to have for integrating the mod into some collective whole. Yeah, David, I do have a channel on Twitch. The reason I'm streaming on here today is Twitch decided to not like me, and I could not establish a stable stream to their servers, which is clearly not on my end because I have a perfectly stable stream to YouTube. So I'll be streaming on Twitch tomorrow with Capac, assuming Twitch works. Otherwise, I'll be back here. Okay, dokie. Let's do one last thing before I start thinking about what I have to do next. I'm going to load up the final designs saves so you guys can have a look at all the ships that are in. So let's start with the Atmo ships file. This has every single atmospheric cargo ship in its final blueprinted form in the one save. And as you can see, there are a few. We've got our Humboldts, we've got our Ladybugs, Paninis, all the ships, all the way along. Freshmaker. And there we are. Now we can add to this group the Callisto. And the Buzzard. And so these are just the finalized designs. There's like another 100 submissions that have come since these ones. Yeah, now I've just got to load up the space ones. Those have been added to the file. My idea is that file will then become my place to work on these ships. I'll probably end up having multiples of that file once we get more cargo ships, because eventually it'll be too heavily populated for me to actually use it. And where's the other one? Space cargo ships. Nope. No flying rovers. Yeah. I won't have any rovers in this mod. And don't really want the subgrids, because subgrids on AI controlled ships have never consistently worked. I honestly don't know what I hope Keen does with the Warfare update. Yeah. I guess we're just going to have to wait and see, because who knows what they've got in store. Alrighty. Those are added. So as you can see, there aren't quite as many space-based cargo ships, but there is still a fairly broad variety. There's still more than 20 of them. I think there's like 23 or 24, or probably 25 space cargo ships now, and 28 or 30 Atmo. Ivan, I'm not too worried if it properly splits. I've at least made it so it might. Yes, Eisen, I do love rotors and hinges. I just don't love them on my NPCs. Some of you guys might remember from Survival Unlikely there was a cargo ship that had a small grid attached radar dish on top of it that had a tendency to flip out as soon as Capac and I got near it. That was entirely due to having a subgrid. The Hammerhead can fly just fine. It's in space, and it has thrusters in all directions. So it's got 1 down, 2 this way, 2 this way, 3 this way. It's got reverse thrust, and it's got forward thrust. So it does fine. Yes, you can hydroneer these ships. I intend to make it so that as the player threat level goes up, more and more of the ships will actively block you from using jetpacks and things like that. So it's something that will progress with you, but with the change to handheld weapons, it's a lot harder to jetpack fight something that's got a large grid turret on it. Like, it's really hard. Capac has been discovering this as we've been fighting them in Escape from Purgatory, so it's not like it once was. There's enough challenge, I feel, that I don't need to add the things to them all of it. Yeah, the voice lines need to be done. That's something I need to get onto and start posting on my Patreon about, so people can start submitting stuff. But I'm happy with this for now. I think today's just going to be a bit of a shorter stream because I need to go home and get some sleep before I go back to work tonight. I will be back tomorrow for some more Generation Zero with Capac, and Escape from Purgatory will be back on Saturday. This is all that, and plenty more to come. And I will see you all then. Thanks for coming. I hope you have a good day.